Well, it is a lovely July day here in Hawaii, and believe it or not, you don't necessarily always want to go to the beach here in Hawaii. There can be a variety of reasons. The surf could be up. Maybe you got a heavy rain and the water's not in the greatest condition. Or maybe in our case, you're hosting some friends and family that are coming over and you want to keep the little ones busy. Or maybe you're doing a play date and you don't trust the swimming ability of your guests. So what you want to do is you want to have some fun in the backyard. When I was a kid, we would break out the slip and slide and the sprinklers, and before you knew it, you were covered in grass, probably quite a few friction burns. You run up to that giant piece of plastic and just pray that it was wet enough that you were going to slip and not just come to a skidding halt or wipe out before you even made the plastic. And fortunately, our friends at Little Tikes and across the market have come up with these fantastic inflatable water slides, and so that's what we've got today. So this is the Little Tikes Rocky Mountain River inflatable water slide. Here's what the package looks like out of the box. Now you may notice that the blower looks a little sun faded. This is because it's the same blower as they have in the Little Tikes bouncer, so I just reused that same one. But the nice thing about it, as you might notice, is it's not huge. You know, you've got this duffel bag that's probably about 2.5 feet long, and the whole thing fits in there with the exception of the blower. So not too bad to move around. Probably weighs about 35-40 pounds. So not a challenge to be able to throw it in the back of the truck or the back of your minivan and get it over to a friend's house if you want to take it on the road with you. So I'm going to go ahead and get it set up and let you take a look. Alright, so I've gone ahead and set it up. As you can see, it's got a decent sized footprint. We don't have a really big backyard, but even folks with a small backyard will be able to use this. You want to make sure that you site it so that there's plenty of room for the kids to run around it. And with that, we'll go ahead and get started. Go ahead and turn it on. So again, we wanted to get something for these dog days of summer so kids could get wet and have fun and play. One of the disadvantages to living in Hawaii is not everything ships here. None of the big box stores would ship here, and not even Amazon, which is traditionally good, would send something out this way. So fortunately, I was able to find this in a local store that had it in stock. It wasn't my first choice, but we have come to learn that Little Tikes means quality, and I have no concerns or reservations about the quality of this to date. As you can see, it's pretty tall. So it's got two slides on either side. It's got a nice reservoir down at the bottom, which is really cool because it means your yard's not going to flood. Looks like the top isn't going to... So we've got it completely inflated now. I'm just going to do a quick walk and point out a few features. Here you can see these red loops. Those are for staking it down. Certainly the manufacturer is going to recommend that you stake it down. But I have to tell you, once it gets wet and it gets a little water, unless you've got really high winds, it's pretty well anchored. Again, you've got this slide that goes up the side here. You've got a rock climbing wall that goes here. What's nice is you have this padded base at the bottom of the rock climbing wall there, in case they take a little bit of a tumble. I'll tell you, my daughter took a tumble, but she was a-okay. I was really thankful for that to be there. Up here, I don't have it running in water right now, just so everything's really clear. As you can see along those arches, you've got these little nozzles, and so when we connect it to the hose, water will go from those three blue spots up there. And then you got kind of a bucket up there, and the kids love this. Slowly the bucket fills with water, and because it's got a fabric base, it gives way and it dumps on the kids as they're trying to climb back up. As you can see, we've got our blower cranking away. We've got it connected to the side of the slide. So so I picked this port here. It was a little bit closer for me. But you got a second port here, and you can make sure that that is tied off, and you're good to go there. So it's nice to have that option either way. This is the connector for the hose, and it just snakes right up, velcros onto the top, and all the way back in. It's also nice that they've got mesh here on the back side, just to help discourage the kids from maybe trying to crawl through or get too crazy. We've had up to 4 kids on this, and it didn't have any trouble handling them at all. My daughter's a little small for her age, but I think we'll be able to get 1 or 2 summers out of this, hopefully 2, maybe even 3 summers, because it is pretty pricey. But again, I've been really satisfied with the quality that we've gotten from Little Tikes. I didn't have any issues with any of the seams leaking out. Nothing seems to be rupturing so far. The big challenge with these, as nice as they are, though, is putting them away. It's not insurmountable to get them back into the bag. That really wasn't the issue. It's just you got to make sure that they're 100% dry when you put them away, because you don't want them to mildew. And really the best way to do that is slowly deflate it so that you can get this area around the pool to collapse. Dump all the water, let that flow out into the yard, and then re-inflate it. And that positive pressure helps keep push the moisture out, and with a little help from the sun, they'll be dry in not too long. One other thing I'd like to point out is you don't want to run these blowers off of an extension cord, and it's really nice because you've probably got a good 30-foot cord that comes with the blower, and so that makes it really accessible to outlets around the yard, so you have to reach for it. So this is the Little Tikes inflatable water slide. Again, we're huge fans of it. We definitely recommend that you pick up one for your family if you're even thinking about it. Again, the inflatables are just so fantastic because you're able to compress them and store them in such a small footprint. Definitely, even though you got to let the water run while the kids are playing on it to make sure that the slide stays slippery, it's a lot less water than you're going to use for a pool, even above ground pool. And the overall cost for chemicals and maintenance and everything else is going to be a lot lower. And you're going to be able to tuck this up easy peasy for the winter.